Prediction of the week
prediction
today,
of the
Ollie
week.
the Oracle.
Here we go. This one's going to blow your goddamn mind.
I'm excited.
In my chess period, I think I was up like 18
You're
out of all my
balling
stock.
back
I was doing
then,
something
mate.
insane.
You're absolutely balling.
And despite strong technology and early investors, when they tried to raise a Series B, obviously the second stage, none of the original investors wanted to reinvest. And they expected like they were going to get like certain metrics. Not a single one of them wanted to reinvest because they hadn't had enough, I guess, proof of concept at that point.
Nice stuff, mate. Hello, my fellow Suits and Sliders nation.
Episode 44.
44 in the bag.
Mental.
We are deep now, I feel.
So deep.
Into 2026 as well now.
Over
a week in, mate. We're in.
Oh, mate, only 51 to go.
This is where we start to knuckle down now. I've had my 8 days off. I'm chilling.
Do you know what? Here's a little thing.
What?
Should we, because this is like the end of the first week, should we make a prediction now for the end of the year?
As in what?
It's like, I don't know, let's say subscribe predictions.
I think we'll leave it for our segment, maybe.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Anyhow, we are getting today into emerging markets and the avenues of like what was good in 2025 but going to be better in 2026.
Exactly. A lot around tech as well, because that is the boom of 2025. Will it boom in 2026?
We shall see.
We shall.
Should we start with our special little...
We should.
Scratchy.
As always.
Let's go.
Nothing changes.
First week of the year. Let's see if 2026 off to a good start. £100,000 scratchy. Here we go. I've got 100,000, 40 and 10. I've got 5,000, 100 and 5. I've got 5, 100,000 and 100. Didn't win. No fingers crossed.
No finger crossed guy
Absolutely crap. Absolutely crap.
Rubbish. Well, I got 1,000.
Nice.
1,000.
Take another one of them.
40.
No.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
40.
If you've bagged a 20 here, I'll lose my marbles.
£4. £4. £5,000.
Jeez, I was committed no fingers crossed either. Hey, that got a bit better.
I told you, it was my New Year's resolution, wasn't it? You know.
And anyway, we are going to get into our first segment of the day.
Yes.
But before we do,
yes, this
let's
is very
introduce
important.
the amazing paid partnership of BetterHelp.
It's 2026, and it is a big year for all of us, including us. And we need to make sure that our heads are in check, and so do you.
You see, we're chasing goals. We're making sure our New Year's resolutions stay in check. But we can't do that if your mental health's not in the right place.
Exactly. And we want to avoid that burnout phase. And this is where therapy is so important. And that is why we have partnered with BetterHelp.
BetterHelp is the simple and professional platform which you can use from the comfort of your own home or your laptop. And all you need to do is fill in a quick questionnaire.
If it's not the right fit, you can switch and change your therapist. And we've personally tried BetterHelp, and we can say that we love it.
And Trustpilot agrees with thousands and thousands of positive reviews. So if you're thinking about therapy, check out the link in our bio or go to BetterHelp with the code Suits and Sliders for 10% off your first month.
Not only will you be supporting your own mental, but you'll be supporting our grind. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Oracle.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, my friend. Now, Ollie the Oracle, do you want to know what your predictions were last time out, and if some of them have come true or not?
Well, they'll all come true at some point, but let's hear which ones have come true so far.
Okay. So, prediction of the week. Last time out,
oh yes,
you said by the end of the year,
yes,
Netflix will announce a podcast section within their platform.
Yes.
And make 3 big signings.
Yes.
Now, to give you credit, we are filming this just before the end of the year.
It's just about to happen.
So the next time round, we will definitely have confirmation whether it's happened.
I agree. It's going to be. I think it's going to be staggered by 1, effectively. For
okay.
Oracle. But yes, I hear what you're saying. I think they've been caught up in this whole acquisition thing at the moment with Warner Bros. So it's distracted them from the big release. They don't want the negative media, positive media to interlude
Yeah,
So,
they're saving it for a big announcement
it will
later.
It will come shortly. Don't
Okay,
worry, don't worry.
interesting. Then we went on to finesse or fail.
Oh yes.
Obviously,
yes,
our
yes.
industries were food, sport,
Yes.
and media.
Oh yes.
Food. You said Costa will finesse, and they will bring out their own Christmas drink to rival the PSL of Starbucks,
They will.
which was interesting because PSL obviously comes out in autumn.
Yes.
This isn't a Christmas drink. But anyway, I'm going to give it to you. You were right. Apparently, and I've not tried it yet, the new butter pecan toffee latte is the standout drink across all firms.
I called it.
So you're right. You're right.
knew it was
You are
coming.
very,
See?
very right.
I know. Mental.
Any other comments on that?
Well, no. I guess Costa, they knew it was coming.
They did.
I directed many of their customer base. I feel like I deserve some
There
sort
we
of
go.
affiliation
Where's
fee
his
there.
commission?
So
the
yeah,
next
reach out
one-
if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah. The next one we've got is Dutch Barn, which was Ricky Gervais's vodka.
Yes,
You said this will sell out by the end of the month.
exactly.
You were wrong.
However, I will say one
Here
thing.
we go. Go on.
One of their flavors has sold out.
Okay.
Because I actually
Okay.
did look to buy it for an influencer products. 2 of their flavors are still available.
Yes.
I will admit.
But
But one flavor is sold out.
there we go. Okay, maybe we give it to him. Do we give it to him?
Just saying.
Let's give it to
Just
him.
give it a
then.
couple
Why
more
not?
days. Couple more days.
No. Apparently they're very close.
Very close.
So the other one. Now this is pending, obviously,
Yes.
because this is for 2026.
Yes,
It wasn't
yeah.
like end of the month or something like that.
No.
KFC.
Okay,
20% reduction in stores in the UK. So we'll keep
Yes.
an eye out for that one,
They're having
ladies and
some
gentlemen.
struggle in the US at the moment. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it. They are struggling.
Here we
Check out the
go.
news.
There we go. Sport.
Yes.
You said Man United person will cut his hair.
Yeah.
This did not happen, my friend. It became very close,
So
but it did
close.
not
It
happen.
got I was so excited. It got so
He has
close.
still got big hair.
He does have big hair still.
So you said that would happen by the end of the year, and it looks like it has not happened yet.
I don't think we've got enough weeks
No.
left for it to work.
Apple.
Yes.
This is a pending one.
This is.
They will go into F1 and announce a car
They
in
will.
2026, apparently.
It's coming.
So we'll
Get
see.
excited.
The other one, and also to give you credit, this is, you said before the end of the year. Once again,
Couple
we're not
weeks.
right there yet. Andrew Tate gets fired before the end of the year from Misfits.
I'm looking forward to it, I tell you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
So
chatting
next
that.
time we do an Ollie the Oracle after this one,
Yes.
we'll find out for sure.
Sounds good.
We've got more though, mate.
do?
Yeah, there's loads more, mate.
Oh,
We'll go
okay.
through all your predictions.
Wow, okay, cool.
Media.
Yes.
Beast Games 2.
Yes.
You said will be announced with a £10 million prize pot or dollar prize pot.
It will.
It was 5 million.
Yes, it was.
But it is on Prime, as you said as well.
It is on Prime.
Joe Marler's new show will hit 1 million views.
Oh, yeah, have you got stats on this?
I
I've
do.
not looked.
And his first 2 guests will be Joe Wilkinson and James Haskell.
I don't think I got that right.
I'll give you one of them. The overall views is over 2 million. At the time of looking, he's had 3 guests so far.
Wow.
Nick Mohammed,
Yes.
Lucy Beaumont,
Beaumont, yeah.
who are obviously from the Traitors, and Eddie Hall was the third
That
guest.
was, I wish I picked that up.
That would have been unreal. If
But
you got
I
that,
think
mate.
I got an energy saying it was going to be a big, strong man, and I just went rugby.
Did-
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? So I didn't think it would
Close,
be the strong
close,
man.
mate.
I think I got a
close.
bit of mixed signals there.
So, unfortunately, did not get that right.
Yes.
KSI will be married by the
No,
end of the
He'll
year.
announce his engagement.
Announce his engagement.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Obviously, not end of
Hasn't
the year yet,
happened
but it may. It
Yes.
never. I don't see that happening, but
I
it
don't
might.
see that happening either.
Another ones that we had, pop or flop. Okay, you
Yes.
said Young Philly flop, currently true. AB pop, currently true. Deji will pop and get 13 million subscribers and win a Chris MD video. You said by the next time we film Ollie the Oracle.
And?
He was on 12 million.
Yes.
He's on 12.5.
No
But
way.
he has not won a Chris MD
Okay.
video, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Saffron Barker,
Yes.
flop, will drop to 2.3 million YouTube subscribers. She was on 2.5.
Yes.
She's on 2.43. So she
She
is
has
dropping. She is dropping, and you got that right.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course.
The other one, Joe Weller, pending this is 2026, will create an Australian waffling.
He will.
There we go.
It's coming. Anyway, let's get into this.
Let's do
new,
it now. Let's
fresh
do it.
one.
So, Prediction of the week
Prediction
today,
of the
Ollie
week.
the
Here
Oracle.
we go. This one's going to blow your goddamn
I'm
mind.
excited.
In the coming months, the US are going to announce a brand new man on the moon mission. I'm telling you, it's happening in 2026. While orange-faced Trump is in charge, he's going to want to be a president that puts a man on the moon again. It's going to come. I don't know how he's going to announce it, but him partnering with Musk's SpaceX, they are going to announce their mission to put a man on the moon this year and begin its process. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to get on the moon this year, but they're going to start the process and they're going to announce the process. They're going to announce the mission.
Okay, there we go, people. There you have it. All right, that's his prediction of the week. Now we have finesse or fail again. Food again. Let's go.
Food. Finesse. Cal, Freezy, and the fellas are going to announce their first food product, and it is going to be burger sauce. I'm telling you, they're bringing out their own line of burger sauce.
I like that. That's a good idea.
It's coming out.
You got any more or just that one?
The fail of the food industry. This is going to be a bad one. Joe Wicks will announce a partnership with a big ready meal retailer, and it will flop. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad engagement, bad news, bad publicity.
It's going to taste terrible.
It's not going to be good. He's going to partner with somebody that hasn't got great reviews, and everyone's going to slate them.
Interesting.
Sorry, Joe Wicks. I respect you in many ways, but the ready meal idea was a bad idea.
You shouldn't have gone for it, mate.
You shouldn't have done it.
Ollie told you well in advance. Right. Is that enough for the food industry? Move on.
That's my finesse and fail for the food industry.
There we go. Let's go for sports.
Sports. Oh, do you know what? I'll start with the failure this time.
Go on.
The failure. The enhanced games, which is taking place in Las Vegas in March. Everyone is saying that the enhanced athletes will break records. I am saying this now. They are not breaking a single world record for the whole enhanced games event. They are going to be made a mockery of.
I love that.
On the big world stage.
Class. That's a very good one. Anything else around sports?
The finesse. We have a new podcast coming to the scene.
Okay.
And it's being ran by the hosts Henry Pollock and Finn Smith.
Yeah.
They're announcing their own rugby podcast. And they're going to start featuring loads of channels, and it's going to be like the Young Bucks.
I like it. I can see that happening, mate. The Northampton boys.
Northampton. Maybe it'll be called like the Saints Boys or something like that.
Saints Boys.
Saints Boys.
I like it.
I'm telling you.
Well, moving on then. Media and entertainment. What have we got in store?
I'm going to save my finesse for the big finish here, but I'll say my failure first. I mentioned a bit about it earlier because it's been on my mind. The Warner Bros. And Netflix acquisition.
Ooh.
It is going to flop.
Ooh.
It's not going through, and the share price will plummet for Warner Bros. Because of the acquisition failure.
Ooh. Is that because of bad press around Netflix?
Bad press. It's going to be bad press around Netflix. Politically, people are going to get involved. It's not going to be good. Warner Bros. It's going to flop. Just get out while you can. All right?
There we go.
For the finesse. I'm saying this right now. I've had this vision. I know who the next James Bond's going to be.
Go.
The next James Bond is not who everyone thinks it is.
I don't know
it's
who.
It's not Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Is that what they think it is?
That's who is believed to be the front runner. It's the man, Callum Turner. Another great British actor. Callum Turner is being announced as the next James Bond this year.
Oh, okay.
He is being announced as the next James Bond. Sorry, Aaron, you were close, but not quite there.
I like it. Nice. Wait, is he with Dua Lipa?
He's Dua Lipa's partner, yes. So I'm sorry, bro. I know he's already winning in life, but he's going to become...
Fuck. I hope that comes wrong, bro. Tell me, does he break up with Dua Lipa?
All I'm going to say is James Bond might get in the way of their relationship.
Nice.
So you might have a chance.
We'll take what we can get. Let's get on to pop or flop.
Pop or flop.
Now I've got 4 influencers / creators for you, my friend. Number 1, and I've got a bit of background if you want it, or you can just go straight in.
No, let's have some background.
Max Fosh.
Max Fosh. Pop.
Nice.
Max Fosh is going to hit his first 10 mil video this year.
Ooh, 10 mil video. I like it.
He is absolutely crushing it.
Decent. Moving on then. Number 2.
Yes.
Nella Rose.
Nella Rose is going to flop.
Okay, do you want background or are you happy to go?
No, give me some background.
So, She's obviously a UK presenter, influencer, and a model, apparently, and personality known for chaotic humour and viral moments.
Yes.
Huge spike after I'm a Celebrity in 2023.
Yes.
Current following: Instagram, just over 1 million. TikTok, 1.4. YouTube, 750,000.
I'm telling you that she's going to drop below 1 million on Instagram. Calling it.
By when? Just end of 2026 are you going for?
By the next Oracle.
Oh, he's gone for it.
By
as
the
well.
next Oracle.
Love that. There we go. Next up, we have Harry Pinero.
Harry Pinero. Sorry to do this to you, my friend. It's a flop for Harry
It's
Pinero.
a flop.
It's a flop for Harry Pinero.
Wow. Why?
so
do you
sorry
want,
to
do you
you,
want
mate.
his stats?
He's
or?
going to start scaling back. This is the thing.
Oh, he's getting on, eh?
He hasn't got the ties in the network like he used to, I'm afraid. He's not going to make the next Sidemen charity match. He's going to flop out of other collaborations.
I think he's going to stagnate a little
He's
bit.
stagnating. He is
Okay,
stagnating.
what do you think will happen then? Should we get a number? Do you want his
Let's
followings?
give me a stat, yeah.
So we've got Instagram, 1 million, TikTok, 600, YouTube, 330.
He's going to... Do you know what? I'll say this for the quarter. I'm going to say he's going to stay below 340, maybe a slight rise, but below 340 by the end of Q1 2026.
Interesting.
Most people are carrying on with the grind and the rise.
Yeah.
It's going to hit a stagnation.
Fair enough. I think he does kind of depend on the success of Beta Squad,
Beta Squad,
Chunks, all of that lot as well.
The collaboration's going to pull back. He can't offer them what he used to offer them.
Right, lastly, Calyx.
Calyx is going to pop.
Okay.
And Calyx is going to hit in his £1 to £1 million
Whoa!
challenge. He's going to hit, I'm going to call a number. He's currently on about 10,000, I think. I think he is going to hit 29,000 before the next Oracle.
Ooh, I like it. Good call. There we go. You got anything else to add? Because that is it for now.
I'd just like to say to everybody, buy a scratch card because you'll win on the next one that you scratch.
Right. You know, we said predictions for subscribers, I believe.
Oh, yes.
It was your other half.
Yes.
Oliver.
Oh, yes. What did
said
he say?
that. He said, shall we do a little prediction of what
Oh,
suits and
yes,
sliders will
yes,
get
he did,
subscriber-wise?
he
Do
did.
you have one for us?
When are we saying the metric is buy? Are we saying by end of 2026?
You can pick, my friend.
I think we go end of 2026.
Okay.
And Oliver can agree with this at a later stage if he feels like he does, or if he disagrees, he can let me know via email. I think by the end of 2026, we will hit 1,400 subscribers.
Whoa, okay, I like it. For reference, we're about on 286 right now.
We are 1,400 by the end of 26.
Like it. Oh, I'll be impressed if we do that.
Yes.
So,
What about
come on,
yourself? What do you
boys.
think? You can get into your Oracle state of mind.
I'll
want
give a
the
different one.
glasses?
I'll give a different one. Different one.
Oh,
yeah?
we're back. Ooh, who's
By
that?
the start of season 2,
Okay.
we will be sitting on 330 subscribers.
I like that. It's an interesting one.
This is Jemay, the juicer.
The juicer? Jermaine from Jupiter.
Because I give the juice.
Oh, he gives the juice. Interesting. Well, that was the end of Ollie the Oracle and Jamie the Juicer. We are going to get back into the episode now and talk about the emerging markets.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well. Since we're talking about everything good in 2026, let's have a little look back at 2025, my friend. What do you think really blew up?
Well, I've kind of hyper-focused on a couple of companies and just want to talk about as to why they've done so well over the course of 2025. TikTok Shop, first of all.
Yeah.
Really birthed in 2025.
Yeah, I thought that would
it was
die.
sticking around a little bit
I
in
can't
2024.
lie.
So did I.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it is exploding. In 2025, TikTok Shop alone has generated 26.2 billion
Crazy.
US dollars, which is absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
And implying that a projected full year. So sorry, I messed up there a little bit. It was 26.2 billion after Q2.
Q2?
In Q4, which is going to be announced next week.
Yeah.
It's predicting 66.2 billion.
What?
66.2 billion
That's
is insanity.
insane.
And that would represent over 100% year-on-year growth since its birth in 2023.
Mate, that's probably why US don't want to get rid of it.
I mean, this is the thing. I looked into further stats on this. In China at the moment, it's not on TikTok Shop necessarily, but companies like TikTok Shop, like Whatnot, like companies this where it's almost like a live stream e-commerce platform where people are selling on live and stuff. In China, it represents 40% of the e-commerce market.
That's insane.
40% of all e-commerce is people on live
TikTok
selling,
Shop.
like not TikTok Shop, but on live selling merchandise.
On
like,
live?
Basically on either TikTok, on like Twitch, on all these
Oh,
sites
right.
and whatnot,
Okay.
where they're doing like live
yeah.
drops, where people are like bidding on live and buying it from some creator who's just doing
mental.
a live stream.
Yeah.
40% of e-commerce.
That's
that
crazy.
wipes out, well, I'm talking like the Shopify's, everything, Amazon's,
crazy.
all that sort of stuff is wiped. It's getting wiped out by this.
I guess that's probably got rid of all adverts in China.
This is the thing. In the US at the moment, it's already at 6%.
Yeah.
6% of all US e-commerce is done by a live shopping,
which is crazy because you look at all like the adverts and stuff like that they have out there. There's so many.
Mental.
It's massive in America.
It's absolutely huge. So, and also another side of it, in the UK alone, TikTok's gone from 24.8 million users in early 2025 to over 16 million increase by the end of this year. So it's gone up by another, it's almost like 40 million users that have got a UK registered account.
It's such a big app.
That
And
is
to think it's
insanity.
literally like low key a Vine is what it was. It's what it kind of is kind of taken after, and it's just taken off.
It just goes to show that understanding data and using algorithms, oh mate, in the social media world, it's absolutely the
but
game.
also the time it came around was perfect. COVID kind of time was around. Everyone's on their phone making TikToks, all of that stuff.
It's mad. ChatGPT, a notable next one to talk about. OpenAI in general. As of 2025, ChatGPT has reportedly got 800 million weekly active users.
That's insane.
Which is up 58% since last
Also,
year.
like really low as well at the same time.
800 million a week
around the world using AI.
Yeah, I guess so.
AI is like, in my opinion, everyone should be using it. Like
Yeah, I
it should
guess
be
it's still-
integrated in everything.
Yeah, I guess it's still probably on the back burner, probably in a lot of European countries.
It
obviously
still
definitely
is in
sort
the
of third
UK
world
and
countries
stuff like that. Yeah, massively.
Yeah, insane. Well, anyway, monthly visits have reportedly hit 5.8 billion, and the system
crazy,
processes
bro.
2.5 billion prompts a day.
That means there's
That
800
is
million people on
insanity.
it like all the time, mate.
All the bloody time.
That's insane.
Analysis shows 49% of ChatGPT activity is like information and answers,
Mm.
and 40% of it is for like work such as writing code and planning and things like that. So
Makes
you're starting to see
sense.
the splits, with 11% being left for like casual, like creative use and
Chit
things like
chat.
that. Anyway, in annualized revenue wise about ChatGPT in the US, this is just mental. It was 200 million in early 2023. Guess what it is now, August of 2025? What their last
Valued.
post- No, their revenue.
Their revenue. Oh
So it was
gosh,
200
yeah,
million in
because
early
they've introduced
2023.
like the pay scheme and everything.
Yeah.
200 million 2023. I think it's around 20 billion.
You're not far off. 13 billion.
13 billion.
13 billion. It's absolutely insane. And my last one is Amazon Web Services. Surprisingly, had a mega 2025.
AWS,
Like,
yeah.
They really sort of came through like
Yeah,
stomping.
yeah.
And so, anyway, they delivered 33 billion in just Q3 of 2025.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And it's basically put it as predicted, even over the last 5 years since COVID, and COVID was a massive spike for online sales and purchasing from Amazon. It's had 20% year-on-year growth since the beginning of COVID.
What, Amazon or
Amazon-
AWS?
AWS.
Yeah.
Which
nuts.
is just, that's 100% in the last 5 years.
Yeah. They've been going into all huge major companies and
absolutely
partnering
crushed
with
it.
them. It's crazy.
I mean, overarching in terms of what you can say from 2025 is the online, the e-commerce,
Massive,
the
mate.
content strategy as
Massive.
well that TikTok uses, the AI function that ChatGPT uses. The three targets are e-commerce, AI, and content creation.
trumped
basically,
everything,
and
in my
analytics.
opinion. Yeah.
It's just
It's
absolutely-
crazy.
It's had 2025's had a year of that.
Huge.
It's been mad.
Interesting, mate. Well, I've got a few reasons behind some increases in some industries.
Go on, then.
So obviously AI, as you mentioned, is the talk of the town. Like companies are realizing that they can get rid of all the boring admin tasks. So not have to pay suddenly people to do all this jobs and just get AI to absolutely automate everything, which is nuts.
Pretty mad.
And the reason why it blew up, obviously, is because it literally saves you real money. It's
Well,
so simple.
Absolute bucket load, yeah.
You literally get an AI application or a platform, and suddenly you've got admin roles that are getting reduced. You get outsourced to agencies because they do AI. You've got manual processing, and it instantly makes your operation leaner and more efficient.
Well,
it's just a
It's not a
no-brainer.
body at the end of the day, is it? It's not somebody who needs a salary. It's a fee that's chances are going to be a hell of a lot less than a
Precisely.
salary. And then outside of that, it can work 24/7. Doesn't need breaks. Doesn't need
Precisely, no.
holidays. It
Doesn't
have
need
ill days,
lunch.
Doesn't need lunch.
Yeah, don't need to expense anything,
No,
do
don't need
you, mate?
benefits,
It's
don't need it.
literally perfect.
It's
Like,
honestly
it's
such a great
insane.
model for
And then
companies.
that alone as well saves you a heckload of time, which is what people are realizing. Even if you're a small business all the way up to a large business, time is money.
Yeah.
And if you can get time back, oh my God, you can explore so many more opportunities. And that is essentially what AI is doing. Invoices, emailing, CRM updates, social posts, data sorting. Like, for us as well, without AI, mate, we would be doing 10 times what we're doing right now.
I can't remember what the exact stat was. I think I saw it some time ago. But it said something into effect of saying 60 seconds worth of ChatGPT's thought analysis and you prompting it is the same as 3 hours worth of research.
Yeah.
Using like web
Crazy,
services like Google
mate.
and stuff.
Sounds
60
insane.
seconds to like
Insane.
3 hours.
It
That's
is
maybe like two or
crazy,
three
mate.
prompts that's like provide me sources, answer this question, deliver like a
But you
good
remember
solid
like back
answer.
at school when you had to literally like drag through the internet to find something that you were looking for. And now you've got
actually
this, you could just go, I'm looking for this.
Yeah,
there
well,
you
I
go.
saw on Instagram the other day, some guy went up to these two girls in the street, like one of those night out interview
Yeah,
styles
yeah.
things. And he was like, "Oh, how often do you use like ChatGPT?" This girl's like, "I use it for everything. I don't ever have a day in my life where I don't
Which
use
is
it to
also
do my assignments, to
scary
do
as
this and to
well,
do
low
that."
key, but
It's bizarre.
it's insane, mate.
It really
People
is
literally
bizarre.
live around it. But as you mentioned, e-commerce, right? This has been a huge one. 80% of UK shoppers bought online in 2025.
Wow.
80% of UK shoppers.
That
It
is
is insane,
mad.
bro. People are showing that they prefer the convenience of sitting at their home, purchasing online, than driving somewhere, parking, going into a shop and picking up the item themselves.
I mean, like I remember when I go into shops, I'm always like, first thing I do, especially as a clothing shop, is I look at the price on the tag.
Yeah.
Like it's just an innate thing, I don't know, for me to do. And sometimes I'll see it, and then you have that thought process. You're looking just purely at the price. You're going, do I want it? Yes or no. Online, you're looking at the product. That price is in the corner. You press add to basket or save for later, and then it's just one simple click. You haven't gone anywhere. You haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It's like so much less focus on the price point of a product and just more focus on the convenience of buying whatever you like.
Definitely, yeah.
So,
but also, if you go online, like you're more likely to purchase something that you've got in your head.
that's
Rather, if you when I go to a shop personally, I'm like, oh, I'll have a little browse, but I'm not really going in with a motive.
Yeah.
And also online as well, you can filter out your price points if you're really looking for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, also as you mentioned, social commerce is huge. TikTok Shop has changed like the entire landscape now.
Really has.
I really wonder how people are going to look at TikTok Shop and change what they're doing.
Yeah,
because it's
Gary
going to be
Vee's
huge.
really backing at the moment. It's like his new thing. He's talking about
It's
it every
crazy
day.
because you don't need a website now to sell, which is like nuts.
It used to be the whole thing that people needed.
Yeah, and you could potentially have, like you said, the Shopify, all of that lot. They could Squarespace. They could be crashing potentially in the future. You literally just need a video,
That's all you
which is
need.
nuts. And then you got logistics with tech as well. So this went from decent stuff to like elite, as you mentioned. The faster deliveries, Amazon's ridiculous
Same
this
day
year.
stuff is bizarre. I
It's
sat
nuts,
in bed
bro.
ordering something at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It turns up here at 3 p.m.
It's
I'm like,
insane.
what?
It's insane. You got more reliable tracking as well. You can literally follow the thing around wherever you want to go. AI, stock predictions, automated warehouses. Like, it is insane the amount of tech that's out there that will benefit shoppers out there.
Well, every single CEO, probably in
Huge.
every big institution, that's where they're focused.
Huge. And also, I'd say you did mention those two, but one that you did not mention was sustainable stuff. So green energy.
True.
I think this has exploded, in my opinion, in 2025. The green sector, obviously, people now realize they love nature a lot more. They want to care for the world a lot more. And I think this boomed huge. And why? Because the government pumped 2 billion into green incentives, which is nuts. Heat pumps, solar panels, insulation grants. Like, the UK made it almost stupid to not go green.
Even like the development of like electric vehicles
Yeah.
and things like that. That's also
ULEZ,
massive in this country.
all of that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. And consumers, as I mentioned, are desperate to reduce their bills. So when it comes to energy bills, it's literally the number one stressor in the UK, apparently, from 2023 all the way till 2025.
Yeah.
So solar, smart heating, long-term savings, this is huge for consumers. And this is everything they're looking for. And then sustainability is a huge selling point for almost all companies out there. If you're not showing a bit of sustainable element or something green, people are most likely going to go, that's full of plastic, I'm going to go for this cardboard thing.
Yeah.
So it's something to bear in mind.
It is. I mean, you can also tell like when people deliver a product and they put all the marketing on of this is a green product, this is recyclable, so on and so forth. It's now become obvious when it's not there. And so people can't even get away with not putting it on because they have to almost then advocate why they haven't done it. And the only real reason is typically because of a price point. Like, the price point varies so much when it's sustainable and not sustainable.
But as we mentioned, like 2025's, I would say, as you said, been the year of tech, been the year of social media.
Yeah.
For you, what would you say is going to be the next biggest thing when it's a creator coming into business, or whether it's content that's going to blow up, in your opinion?
Yeah, content.
It's quite a vastly broad question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm typically hyper focused into the creative outlets of things and looking at creators specifically. I think in terms of the podcasting sense, so there's both in and out of business relation content. Within the business sense, there's two guys that I think are really going to blow up over the next year. One being a guy named Jack Neal. So I've been watching mainly his clips instead of his long form stuff. But he's absolutely crushing it. He's got 285k followers on Instagram at the moment, but he's got a very Chris Williams style like ambience about himself, and he edits it really nicely. He's got like a very significant look about him, like a very individual look about him as well, which helps. And he's very well spoken. He's getting some great guests on recently, and I think a lot of the stuff that I see from him as well is he asks questions that I've never heard another podcaster ask. It's not just tell me about your journey. Yeah. It's almost like, how did this thing in this time in this space make you feel when you did it? And it's like, it really makes the guest of his thing quite hard, which I really like. So I think he's going to blow up over the next year. Another one who's just come into the space, a guy named Elliot Belwick, called The Next Generation Podcast. 20 years old. This kid's also crushing it. It's another like guest focused like podcast, but he's really good at creating like reels and edits that aren't just the two faces speaking. It's got like a lot of like storytelling and other captures and pictures behind it. I know there's probably a team that's associated with that. But he's also like, I reckon he's going to blow up over this next year because they're both getting on such high quality guests and they're speaking really eloquently as well. They've both been going for a couple of years, but yeah, I think those two are going to do really well outside of the podcasting sense and outside of the business sense. Two guys, one that's on a smaller scale, which we both know personally, Life of Trenny.
Yeah.
He crossed over 10,000 subscribers
recently
the other
hit 10K,
day.
yeah.
And I just love his content, man. He's collaborating with people all the time, and that collaboration is going to help him sort of grow in whole. And it's so bizarre to me that he's got such a great niche, which is the Hungarian food, basically, but so many different content ideas. Like every single day, it's something new, something versatile. He's got great hooks to his videos, and I think having that niche audience has allowed him to grow really rapidly up to 10k, and I think it's going to help him, especially when he gets up to the sort of six figures, like the 100ks and stuff like that. And then the other,
I reckon he needs to expand as well because he could easily tap into the UK market a lot more.
I think
he's got that personality that's like similar to a young kind of KSI coming through and stuff like that. Bubbly, entertaining, energetic. That's what people love to see.
Agree. Yeah, I think if he went out and did like more, I don't know, like challenge content.
Something like that. Because he's done that with the Hungarian kind of sweets and whatever. So he's gone out, try this to public in the UK and got reactions.
Even if it's just general food review channels do really well. Like Cal Frizzy's one
food always does well.
And apparently they've got quite good like CPMs on YouTube and stuff. Like cost per minute for your views on food reviews. It lasts.
Because people watch it all the way through because they're hungry and they eat what people eat. It's weird.
Exactly. And my other one that I think is going to do really well, coming off the back of one hell of a season of I'm a Celebrity, the Bov Boys and Angry Ginge. I think they are about to explode. Not only Ginge himself bringing a whole new audience now back to where the Bov Boys are, but I think all as an individual collective, they're doing really well. They're always really entertaining when they're on the Sidemen shows and on like those sorts of like additional channels.
If they can like maintain that, because I think there's been so many that we've seen that have become and formed a group and then left. And no one's done it like Sidemen at all. Sidemen have been there through thick and thin. That's what these groups need to realize, and they need to almost like circulate their whole life around that in a way. It's quite crazy.
But I do genuinely think maybe even if they like, I don't know, go as far as like getting a house together like the Beta Squad did back in the day. I reckon if they dial in, they do something that if
they lock in big time,
then I guarantee they're going to have a really good year.
But no, I agree in terms of like the I'm a Celebrity. It's just shifted the whole transition, like even more than what it was prior. But like these normal TV celebrities, stuff like that, they are literally going to get washed away, in my opinion. And I think all the kind of influencers, the YouTubers, creators are going to take over the space massively because TV realize this kid is generating 400k views by himself.
Yeah.
We're getting 200 or something like that. Like, it's just a no-brainer to introduce these people in. I think they had the highest amount of votes for the final ever.
My brother said this to me the other day.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. He was like, one of the best reasons why Angry Ginger was a good pick for them was because they had all of these kids who will do the 5 votes on their app because they can download the app in a matter of seconds, instead of like the slightly older crowd who wouldn't bother doing that, but they love watching the show for the sense of the show.
Well, this is the thing. So, like, they had the highest amount of votes, and I think he won 65% of the votes, and the other guy was 35%. But, like, out of all of those celebrities that were there, including Angry Ginge and H as well to an extent, but Angry Ginge has the most influence over his fans versus all of them. If you said, like, take one of the best celebrities you can think of and then Angry Ginge within that jungle and place them randomly and go, I'm here at this location, they're going to get, Angry Ginge is going to get tenfold whatever this other person gets,
really good point.
because he has so much influence and genuine connection with his fans that they will follow him to, like, the hill.
Well, this is the thing, it's the relatable sense of it. Celebrities were always seen in the past as being like a different breed in many ways, and you felt, even if you were to meet them in person, it's almost like you sort of like bless the ground that they walk on. Whereas nowadays it's these creators like Angry Ginge, like George Clark on Strictly, like KSI doing BGT Judge, like they're infiltrating these scenes because people feel like it's a relatable thing to watch.
Exactly. They're relatable. They're like a free soul. They're not tied to an agency or a firm, and they haven't had to, like, work their way through, like, usually some dodgy pathway to get to the top. Like, these guys have done it themselves by just switching on a camera and getting in front of a crowd.
It is bizarre.
It is bizarre.
We'll see how it scales into next year.
My two, quick one. Nico Omalana.
You always say Nico.
Yeah, I always say Nico because he hates it. I think he comes back and tries to run for mayor again.
Oh, I thought you were about to say trying to go back.
No. And I think he will also
he
tap into more of that mainstream media. I think he's attempted the Traitors. Unfortunately, I didn't go well for him because he got voted out straight away. That game was, like, perfect for him, in my opinion. But I think he can tap into a lot more mainstream media and blow up a lot more.
His videos have got some of the best production quality I've ever seen.
I think he's like a low-key, small UK Mr. Beast. He has that potential to explode if he wanted to. And then my other one, which is an interesting one, is Jack Joseph.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he's going to do something this year that's going to make him blow up. Whether
have you seen that he's just gone on SAS Who Dares
Yeah,
Wins?
I have just seen that as well. And so is Cole Anderson
I
as well.
saw a picture of Cole Anderson, and I noticed Jack in the background. I didn't see Jack's post, but I was like, oh my God, he's on it as well.
Because mainstream media are picking up all these, like, creators, TikTokers, the YouTubers. So I think he might do really well on that, or he might get something else and do extremely well. He might even end up doing his own show, kind of comedic kind of vibe. I mean, he's got all this cinematic kind of style TikToks that he does. Imagine giving him, like, the creative realms to do whatever he wanted. Like, I think he could become quite big.
Yeah, here's a question.
Yeah, go on.
You get your pick of any of the shows, any of the Strictlys, the I'm a Celebs, the SAS Who Dares Wins. What are you picking?
I don't actually watch all of them.
I don't really watch them either, but, like, what would you go for?
The one that I think would be, like, best for me in terms of, like, what I'd get out of it would be the SAS, in my opinion. But, like, the Jungle sounds cool.
Jungle sounds wicked.
Strictly, I'd be like, no, mate. No chance. Dancing on Ice, I'd give it a crack because I'm crap.
Dancing on Ice?
Well, I'm crap at, like, imagine that, like, learning to skate.
I wouldn't do that.
That'd be sick.
I'd do Strictly more than Dancing on Ice.
I'd just do it because it might be funny that I flop or I actually pick it up and do all right.
Maybe like the Masked Singer. Do you want to get the microphone
What's
out?
that? Oh, no.
Where they wear these weird costumes.
Nah, that sticking in a costume be horrible. What's yours then? I mean, Traitors is like a no-brainer. No, you can't say no to that.
Oh,
it's so cool.
I think I would have to say I'm a Celeb.
I'm a Celeb, get me out of here. Yeah,
I think I would.
Yeah, I think you'd be fine, to be fair, just eating rice and
I think
doing
I would love to do the challenges and stuff. Even though I said back in the day, actually, one of my, like, not biggest fears, but one of my sort of, I guess, triggers, you can call it, is watching people eat disgusting food. It really sets me off. Like, I can't watch that episode of I'm a Celeb. Yeah, it really.
So, like, if you puke, well, there's other guys eating.
I think I'd be fine with, like, spiders and snakes and all that sort of stuff and rats, but you make me eat something,
you can't eat or you can't watch something.
I can't watch or eat it. I don't think I'd be able to eat it either. But
I think I'd be able to back, like,
I would go. This is the thing. It'd be my challenge to, like, overcome. But
and you'd kind of want to do it because the whole team's relying on you to get a nice meal. So it's like, oh shit, I've got to eat this testicle.
Exactly.
Right, let's get into our next segmento.
Let's go for it. Workplace stories.
Workplace stories.
And we're back. We
We
are
are.
talking about the companies before they went big.
Yeah.
The stories of the brands that were once just a little fish in a big pond and now
Exactly.
are the whales.
Just like us.
Just like us. Starting off with FedEx.
Go on then.
Here we go. In its early years, the business was losing about $1 million a month, right?
Mad.
They were not doing good, facing crippling debt, zero support from the investors or lenders, and the founder used the company's last $5,000. It's true, there's a documentary on this as well.
Put it on red.
$5,000, flew to Las Vegas, and won $27,000 at blackjack. You were joking. It's dead true.
my god, gee, that's
and
unreal.
Just enough to refuel his planes for one more week.
Planes.
That's so the biggest expense they were facing was the FedEx aircraft traveling it between countries to deliver packages. He didn't have enough money to keep the company going.
Well,
He had
obviously,
$5,000
5K is not
left.
gonna do anything.
Didn't have enough to pay for the fuel. Took it to
Holy
Vegas.
moly.
Put it on blackjack. Won $27,000. Paid for his aircraft to get one more week of fuel, and that narrow escape came with a new investor in the next week that ended up bringing the company back out of demise.
Holy
A few years later, FedEx turned its first profit and went to become the global delivery giant we know today.
Wow.
Swear to
They
God.
were like a day away from literally losing
It was a
all.
week. It was what? He
Yeah,
had
well,
money
you
enough
never-
just to get him to the end
just
of the week.
enough to get him to the end of the
And
week when the
he-
guy
Friday
came
to
in.
Monday, went to Vegas,
Which
with
is
$5,000, came back
crazy,
with
bro.
27. It took all the money out of the business, $5,000, came back with 27.
Literally
saved the
like
company for
24
one more
hours
week.
away from
And that's when they got
dying.
an
That's
investor.
crazy.
Apparently, there's just I don't know if it was on the documentary or not. Apparently, part of the meeting that he had with this investor was like, I literally just went and put every penny I've ever got left, which was the £5,000 in this business, on blackjack. I've got £27,000. I'm keeping it alive for another week.
That's nuts.
And the investor was
bro.
like, "What did you just do?" And so that's one of the reasons
That's
why he likes it. He just
crazy.
loved the fact this guy was like,
Fair.
he just risked it all at the last moment because he didn't have anything left to do.
Only for another week. That's nuts.
Bizarre,
They
isn't it?
changed it. Yeah.
Mad.
Well, I've got one here.
Go on.
Nokia.
Nokia.
Before dominating the mobile phone market in the late 20th century, Nokia was a paper mill and production factory in Finland, founded
Really?
in 1884. Yeah.
Oh, mad.
Facing heavy competition in the paper market because it's a
It was that time.
very, very ferocious. In the 1950s, the company pivoted to electronics, and in the early 1960s, eventually moving into telecommunications
Yeah.
sector. First, they went into electronics, then they went into military equipment, then into radio communications, and eventually, almost accidentally, into mobile phones in the early 1980s.
Interesting.
By 1990s, the old paper mill that nearly went bankrupt had become the #1 mobile phone company in the world, selling over 250 million Nokias, the
Bloody
best-selling phone of all time, which was Nokia 1100.
I had a Nokia back in the day. Indestructible piece of
Crazy.
kit. It just gave me like an idea in the future. We should do like, it'd be something probably for when we're a little bit
Retro.
bigger. We should do a spenny or penny lifestyle, and like one of us gets the iPhone, the nice car for the week,
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
place
yeah,
to stay
yeah.
for a week, and like the high suite or whatever. The other person gets Nokia phone, a bike, like and
Something
then
like
stays
that.
in
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
hostel for a week.
I
and
like
we
that.
like
That's
follow
quite a
them
good
both for a
idea.
week, and they've got to like try and make money throughout the week on
I
different
like that, I
challenges.
like that.
That'd be a cool one, wouldn't it? Anyway,
Mate,
my
that's
next one.
crazy though. They came from
That
a
is
paper mill
Absolutely insane.
to like electronic. What a spin that is.
Yeah. I mean, he probably did it at the right time as well because 1950s,
Yeah.
that was the sort of early days of like all these big startups that became
Crazy.
like the late 1990s, like absolute legends. I've got a company you probably never heard of, GNIP. Now, in the late 2000s, GNIP or GNIP was a startup building platforms to like aggregate social media data. So it was taking all the content they got from the Googles, the YouTubes, all of this sort of stuff, and building a big data firm that could basically be sold to companies that needed analytical stuff. And despite strong technology and early investors, when they tried to raise a Series B, well, obviously the second stage, none of the original investors wanted to reinvest. And they expected like they were going to get like certain metrics. Not a single one of them wanted to reinvest because they hadn't had enough, I guess, proof of concept at that point. That left them on the edge of oblivion. Instead of chasing like the short-term money, because a lot of these investors had like their clients that they were reaching out to these company about, and so they were almost over-promising individual client work. And instead of doing that, the owner decided to cut ties with most of the investors' friends and clients, right? And stop doing all the bespoke one-off jobs. He focused on their long-term vision of building this massive data center to then sell as a whole package.
Yeah.
The team stayed focused on that goal. A bunch of them started working for free for about 6 months, and the conviction paid off. Their principal investor finally came back and doubled down, and GNIP landed a major data partnership with Twitter. Twitter came back buying them for US $100 million.
Nice.
Absolutely mental. Like they right at the brink. They decided to
Yeah.
say like up yours to all the investors trying to ask more of them because they didn't come back for reinvestment, and they managed to land Twitter as an acquisition.
That's good on them, man.
Yeah,
Fair play.
time. I mean, focusing on the long-term goal, wasn't
Exactly. I've got one here from Wipro.
it? Okay.
This is now a global IT service powerhouse. Wipro stands for Western India Products. It began in 1945 by manufacturing vegetable oil.
Okay.
And later expanded into soaps, then detergents, and then other consumer goods.
Okay.
Then, in the late 1960s, a young man named Azim took over the company after his father passed away.
Mhm.
This guy was 21 years old.
Wow.
He saw something others didn't. Azim realized India was at the beginning of one of the biggest technological revolutions ever seen. So he slowly shifted Wipro away from oils and soap and into computers, software, and IT services.
Oh, wow.
It was a massive gamble, and he literally turned around to the board and basically said, let's stop selling soaps and go into building computers. But by the 1990s, Wipro had transformed itself into one of the largest tech consulting firms in the world and is now valued at tens of billions.
Jeez.
Which is insane, mate.
You can just picture
21-year-old
21-year-old walking in,
coming in and going,
everyone being like, boss's son, like he's not going to know 2 pence from his arse, do you know what I mean? And then he sits there and goes, yeah, I don't like anything, let's just change it all to a tech brand, of which you've probably got a lot of guys who work there for 20, 30 years, who know the grind and know that it just works, and they probably
crazy,
all, I can just picture the
oils and soaps
self-belief
into like
that he needed to have.
computers
Yeah.
is nuts.
That
Like
is mental.
there's no like middle ground. It's just the complete opposite ends.
Yeah, right. My next one, big old Disney. Right.
Mm.
I think I mentioned a little bit about this before, but by the early 1930s, Disney was burdened with over $4 million in debt. In the 1930s, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
After losing rights to most of its popular characters and suffering multiple setbacks, the company was on the brink. Then came a gamble. The full-length animated feature of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They basically used up their entire remaining budget and released it in 1938, despite overwhelming odds and basically scarers us that said that the film was not going to hit. But the film did. It saved Disney from bankruptcy, and the funding built its entire studios in California. That single bold creative success turned the company into an absolute giant.
That's nuts.
One film turned it all around.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Well done.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Absolutely crazy.
She owes them a lot. So I've got one here.
Go for it.
Play-Doh.
Oh, yeah.
This actually might be one of the funniest business accidents ever, right? In the 1930s, a company called Kutol Products was struggling very, very badly.
Mhm.
They made a wall cleaning putty designed to remove coal soot from wallpaper. It worked well, but after World War II, homes switched to cleaner heating systems, and demand for this completely collapsed.
Yeah.
Kutol was literally on the verge of bankruptcy. Then a miracle happened. A school teacher, who happened to be the sister-in-law of one of the employees, mentioned that kids loved using this as putty and modelling clay in class.
Oh, wow.
It was a soft, colourful, safe and non-toxic product.
See.
Way better than clay that was currently used at schools during that time.
Yeah.
So Kutol rebranded it and added bright colours, changed the smell and renamed themselves to Play-Doh.
That is insane.
By 1957, so 27 years on,
Yeah.
it had gone from dyeing, cleaning product to a toy being sold nationwide.
That is
Today,
mega.
they have over 3 billion cans sold. How crazy is that?
Just like, especially like the way that they found that out as well, just by
Insane.
it's just someone just playing with it basically.
Literally, some school teachers gone, no guys, play with this, not the clay. One, like literally one lesson.
Yeah.
And then that is blowing it up.
That is insane. My last one to finish us off, Starbucks. Now, a few people know about this story. Once a relatively small coffee roasting business, and an early bean company was its focus, Starbucks had transformed under its visionary leader to hundreds of stores. But after rapid expansion and leadership changes in 2008, the recession nearly sank it. The company lost focus of its original coffeehouse experience, and customers balked at paying premium prices for the diluted brand that was coming through. Returning to the roots of the experience and over expansion, the leadership decided to completely shift. underperforming stores, retrained staff, emphasized ambience and quality in the buildings itself, ended up turning the brand around in the space of 2 years and steering it towards its growth and recent success, which has blown up to being 4 times the fold in the space of 5 years since the recession.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Well, you know, their start-off journey is like even weirder.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, there's also another one about its acquisition when the new guy bought it. Have you heard about the story of the guy who bought it?
It was like a guy called Howard Schlutz or whatever.
Schlutz, yeah.
He worked for Starbucks, then went to like an Italian coffee chain restaurant and loved the vibe, loved everything. Came back, wanted Starbucks to buy the bean and everything like that. They said no, so he quit. He started his own little job and his own firm. And apparently that blew up, and then Starbucks came in and rebought him.
Was that the case of it? Because I always know it might have been a different guy, a guy who was trying to acquire Starbucks itself, and apparently he'd like spoken to his investors, shown them the business model, like told them how well it was going to perform, and then one of his investors went behind his back and tried to buy Starbucks independently for a higher price than he said that he was going to buy it for. And
well, maybe that happened later on then. This was like early stages.
Maybe. But then the person that he went to fix this problem was Bill Gates Sr.
Really?
Not Bill Gates, the guy who
the
guy that we all know about. Bill Gates Sr. was apparently a tycoon in investments. He went. It was in New York. He went to his building, top floor, walked into Bill Gates Sr.'s office, said to him, "This is what's happened. One of my investors, a guy that you know well, has decided to go around my back. He's trying to buy Starbucks. This was my business plan. This is what I promised him." And apparently Bill Gates went, "Just follow me." Went downstairs, walked to the other side of the road, went in the building, hit the elevator, went to the top floor, walked out, for then this guy, Howard, to notice that they were walking into this investor's office. Bill Gates walked in there and said, "You're not doing this deal, you're dropping it right now, and he's buying Starbucks and you're funding it with the money that you promised him." And that is the real story of how this guy ended up buying Starbucks.
That's crazy. Yeah,
the power that apparently
nuts,
Bill Gates Sr. had over like that whole
little domination,
was huge.
Rate that.
Anyhow, let's get back into it with a few more bits about 2026. And we are back from Workplace Stories with a bit more about 2026.
We are.
We're not only going to hit the biggest emerging markets, but hyper focus on the industries themselves. Anyway, in general, biggest emerging markets in 2026, what we got?
Well, I've got a couple, my friend. We can bounce back off each other if you've got some as well. Obviously, the biotech, I think, is going to be huge. I think it's going to go mainstream, to be honest. I think gene editing for health, longevity products, personalized supplements is going to be a huge boom. I mean, people are on it all the time in 2025. I feel like it's only just going to blow up even more.
I mean, the most important thing I think that comes out of that industry is, as a species in general, as a sort of technological advancement, we're understanding more about everything. Algorithms, not only from a social media perspective that we've seen, but it's going into everything in terms of understanding as much data as possible and then making it work for a certain individual. And that's what an algorithm is. And yeah, most people reference that in terms of what they're looking at, what they're watching on social media, but it works for the biotech industry. It works in terms of understanding what somebody's body can take and changes and slight little differences you can make. And then people have got the tech nowadays to make sort of like personalized medical plans, personalized pills and all this sort of stuff. Biotech, it's there to be able to do. And if it goes mainstream, because it's probably already there in the private sector for sure, if it goes mainstream in a public way, I mean, it could absolutely explode. If somebody really gets on that and get ahead of the market in terms of understanding what the right price point is.
Yeah, well, I think Elon Musk is probably the main pusher of that, isn't he?
Well, yeah, through for his Neuralink.
He's really looking at that. But yeah, there's plenty of, I think, massive companies out there that are trying a lot of things, and the more and more they get quick data back from people, as you mentioned, then they can start to push this massively.
Yeah, I wonder
but I feel like that is the only thing that's like holding them back, is just making sure they've got that timeline or to show they've been through all the like right trials, the testing trials, and then they can push it out. And that might happen sooner than later, because you think when AI developed, it was around COVID time. That's been 5-6 years now. Yeah. So you'd probably start to see these things to be slowly integrated.
I can't even imagine what it looks like 20 years from now. Like people just
Crazy,
being able to
bro.
live for like 150 years.
Potentially, yeah.
So it might be crazy.
I mean, people are finding out things about new drugs and what to take and how much to take. That's going to develop you X amount.
Well, like things you can
So it'd
do,
be
like
so interesting.
surgeries wise, people are now transitioning hearts between different bodies and brains between different bodies and all sorts of things. It's absolutely insane. My next one is the sort of spatial computing is better well known as like the VR space.
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality as a whole. I think highlighted from probably Meta's recent investment. They've invested 10 billion in it over the last couple of years, and it's looking like the structure that put in place at the back of, I think it was the start of 23, is now starting to pay off. Like they've had all the tech start to come through and tested through the Meta glasses and the Meta space and the Metaverse.
Yeah, you've seen a lot now with creators wearing those Google glasses.
Exactly,
and stuff like
yeah. It's massive annual investment as well, even into this year, has been huge in terms of understanding its workflow better and finding a space where VR is not just the gaming sense of it, but it's now being implemented into workspaces for massive companies. The integration of AI assistants with it, the rise of mixed media reality stuff. Both Apple, Meta, Chinese like companies are producing en masse these VR sets. Corporations have been using VR recently as well for like training, design, like collaboration, replacing education.
You can see the sporting industry taking up as well, big time. I mean, VR for any sport like bowling, cricket, reaction speeds, awareness, like you could develop all of that stuff.
Exactly. The hardware itself, apparently sales-wise, it's been growing 30% year on year recently, which is looking to get massive in the next year.
Yeah, because it did flop initially when it came out. Like, everyone heard about this big VR thing, and everyone's like, what's the point in spending stupid amount on that?
Exactly. But it kind of goes back to the days of, I mean, mobile phones. They used to be these massive bricks, didn't they? And then they streamlined it. They tested concept. They proved what was needed from the audience and what was not needed from the like customer base.
Yeah.
By the end of 2026, 20% of enterprise teams apparently going to be using mixed reality and VR stuff for at least one core section of its workflow, whether it's simulation, whether it's training, whether it's collaboration. 20% of that side of things.
Yeah, I feel like the simulation world is going to grow massively, like so much more. If people can start to predict certain scenarios and chuck people in it early days from work to whatever, then they can start to learn and adapt around what could potentially happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be huge for markets out there. Yeah, man, crazy. I think I've got automated homes. I think this is going to be huge, like living, pretty much. I mean, we've spoken about before having those kind of smart mirrors and everything like that. But as you mentioned, the smart glasses, I could feel like the VR could streamline into this being your phone somewhere around your eye. Could be a little chip, could be anything. Yeah. But yeah, so smart appliances that talk to each other. So fridges, the heaters, the ovens, the microwave, all the way through to like you're washing up.
Can you imagine you had like tech
crazy,
that meant,
bro?
Like as you walk through like the door, you call it like doorway, and as you walk through the doorway, it like, turns on the lights and it sets up like the coffee machine in the morning.
So cool.
That'd
and then
really
I really can see it. Like you open up your fridge, you make your meal, it's seen what you've made, it's gone, this is your macros, this is how much you've eaten, protein, fats, whatever, blah blah blah. Like it could be the revolution, then that goes and ties into the biotech because you're living longer, because you're eating healthier, and you've got like gadgets to help you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what sort of tech you can have, like something under the floorboards where it knows where you are in the house. Or you could have like a little wristband and it connects to all the electronics. You could be near the coffee machine. It could say, "Would you like me to turn on the coffee machine?"
Crazy.
Like, you see what I mean?
Because they've got in some supermarkets in other countries and also airports. It's like you walk and you produce kinetic energy, so all the floorboards are producing energy as you're walking around the house. It's crazy as well. And then you've got like all these mirrors that are going to pick your outfits for you, like be your fashion designers, like be your chef.
I mean, there's also like restaurants in like China and stuff, and like companies in China which are using like robots that move around the place, and like I mean, I know it's kind of like the next step into robotics. And
they do it here in the UK as well.
Yeah, but I mean, on China it's like on large scale. Companies everyone's using it. They've got these like tracks that work between different buildings, and the robots are just flying.
I've recently, well, not recently, this year or last year, I should say, I went to one and like I saw the robot come and like picked up my plate, it dished me things. I was like, what is going on?
It's bizarre, isn't it? Absolutely
crazy.
My last one is sustainable fashion, which you mentioned earlier. The UK market surging 25% this year, last year, and it's continuing to climb. Sustainable fashion, it's, as you said, no longer a niche. It's becoming the default market expectation. The UK consumer sentiment shifted. As you said earlier, Gen Zs, millennials, they're needing sustainable basically to be its bottom end. It needs it to be the base set of what any company comes through and does. Regulators are pushing it as well. They're holding companies far more accountable for having anything that's unethical, immoral, using sort of unsustainable facets to it. Fast fashion is backlashing faster than ever, pushing platforms to show carbon transparency and other things. There's a massive, massive surge in terms of fashion coming through as well, which is kind of like the rebirth fashion, like reuse of clothes, secondhand market, and all that sort of stuff, because it offers a sense of sustainability with it as well. Apparently, the sector grows another 25% in 2026. That's the predictions that's currently on. But a resale platform's looking to rise 40% into 2026.
Yeah, and also a lot of people like these like retro clothing now. It's quite like in at the moment. It's fashionable. Well, I've got a few more. So I've got fintech, so financial technology. I think is massive. As younger people become more financially literate and aware of things, they're gonna want these applications. You see it now. I think there's an app called Emma or something like that.
The financial tool,
sorts out all your stuff, tells you where you're blowing money, what you should be saving, all of that. I think that's going to become a huge thing with AI. Another one, women's sport, I think is going to be huge in 2026. It's constantly growing, and I think 2026 will just be another skyrocket.
Especially the UK. The UK have really been putting a lot of focus on that recently.
Well, I mean, there's so many sponsors that are tapping into football, rugby, cricket, all sorts. So I think that will go up massively. Another one is creator-owned brands will take over the supermarket, in my opinion. I think Prime is basically like Prime walked, so all of these others can run. I feel like you're going to see a huge takeover. Currently, we've got drinks and like sweets and snacks, but like let's go into meals now, like home-cooked meals and stuff. Jamie Oliver tried it. Kind of made a little bit of a gap in the market, showed what you could do. I think there's gonna be so many more creators coming into that space.
True. I mean, it's almost because you guarantee yourself a customer base for the shop. Like, I mean, I walked through Asda the other day. You've got Shades, you've got Rods, you've got Prime, you've got Candy Kittens. It's everywhere already. Like, it's just a matter of filling up the shelves now.
And they're already competing for price points and everything against a lot of these companies, and they're realizing there's a lot of money there because they're pricing way too much, and you can just easily come undercut them and bring all your following.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you could walk through the shops before, and let's say it was the Sweetheart, for example.
It's so expensive nowadays.
There were so many different brands there. You couldn't even name most of them. And you had like one or two that you liked, but it was never a case of going in there going, this is what my influencer likes. This is what the fashion market did it early doors, where they had their influencers like, I don't know, like Kanye with Ye, or you got Kim Kardashian with Skims. Like, both of those two understood more than anything. It was about the brand of the person, and then the fashion kind of came off the back of that. And then fashion brands just went ham on bloody influencers or deals and stuff.
Yeah, so I could see it in the supermarkets big time. I mean, but the problem with supermarkets is they're bought out by all of these huge dominating like spaces. So you've got your Cokes own basically every drink you look at. You've got like Haribo own everything like that as well. So this is where I feel like the influencers can really make a hit, because a lot of people will start to back it a lot more, because it's not these huge superpower brands that they're feeding money into. It's actually going to someone they care about who might be doing good with the world, like Mr. Beast, for example.
He says like he gives like 20% of all of his profits to people in cocoa farms.
Yeah, so
and stuff like that,
rather buy a Mr. Beast than a Coca-Cola brand or a Unilever brand.
It's a good point.
You never know, mate.
I've looked into a little bit more about the food brand actually while we're on that topic, and where it's growing consistently at the moment. And a really interesting one, they kind of touched on another point that you said, is the functional food. Effectively like food as a medicine in some ways. And I mean, this is an example of it in terms of cognition and sort of mental performance and the functions that this drink has as a brand. Huel does it, as you said. A lot of brands are doing it nowadays, where products are being bought habitually because of the benefit that it has on their body, rather than buying food for the sense of cooking and eating standard meals.
Yeah, and also a lot of people are looking for ease as well. So if a Huel drink, for example, contains the same equivalent as a meal, you can quickly jug that down you, and you don't have to worry about lunch or something.
Exactly. And also it occurs a lot more in the sense of having like repeat purchase, instead of having just standard food grocery shop where you go and buy certain things to make a different few meals. If you walk in, then you've got this which serves this purpose for you. You just buy it every single time you go to shops. I buy that. It's on a subscription base now, because there's no thought that I need to think I need that. It's like
you don't want to venture out anywhere else because you like.
I've got no need to go to another brand now, because it's not a function of me having to make it as well a lot of the time, because it's already pre-made for you. So the functional food and creating it as a bit of a source for people to rely on habitually rather than just buy as a one-off is becoming far more regular. And also another one in the food industry, alternative protein. So instead of going down the avenues of just the sort of standard steaks, beef, minced chickens, all that sort of stuff, alternative proteins, instead of just being this, I don't know, this trending vegetarianism where people are having like different things that stand in place of your normal proteins. There's a bit of a version that's coming around nowadays where it's like what would I call it? It's like a hybrid of the two, of the standard meats and the vegetarianism sense of the word, and offering things that have got high sort of protein levels to it and grams to the pound or whatever you call it. So yeah, alternative proteins taking a massive spin.
Protein's a huge thing because people are realizing like protein is the thing that feeds your muscles.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's taken people so long to understand that. But also to go with that, like I would much rather go out, buy a quick protein bar, than go home, cook a breast of chicken.
That's a good point.
That time it saves me is ridiculous. And I still know I get that protein intake that I'm looking for in as well.
Yeah,
so I think a lot of brands will be looking at protein big time because you can flavor it now because you've got the likes of Whey who have produced so many flavors out there. So you can utilize that while making your product to make it tasty and really quick and easy to buy.
It's a fair point. Got anything more on like specific industries?
I've got a bit around property.
Okay.
So obviously in the UK in particular, you've got the interest rates. Yeah. They're slowly starting to drop. So for the first time, there could be a buyer boom in houses in the late 2026. We've also got modular homes, which are really, really popular at the moment and becoming extremely affordable.
What are they?
You know those kind of like homes you see on a truck that gets moved around.
Oh, like a mobile home thing.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
No, not a mobile home. Like a house that you've seen on a truck get shifted. Like a little bungalow.
Oh,
you've not ever seen one of those?
I didn't know that.
They call them modular homes
Oh,
because they're literally like a bungalow. You can almost shift them and pick them anywhere you want.
Wow.
Like people are really, really, it's like a craze at the moment. And it's becoming a lot more affordable, which is the issue, unfortunately.
I mean, that's the reason
people
why
can't
they're
rent.
popular.
People can't buy a full house. They've got to go for the kind of these modular homes potentially.
Interesting.
Another one as well is more co-living spaces. I think this is huge. It's really entered Manchester and London. You see like a house that is for maybe 4 people being split into like 6 co-living spaces, which is nuts. So I feel like a lot more people would do that. It's an option for renting as well, and it's cheaper. Another one is land, I think, is going to become a huge asset as we look to explore more houses and building opportunities. If you're sitting on a bit of land, it's going to be a massive asset for
the growth of people who have got landscaping, plumbing, electrician sort of skill sets to them. They'd probably rather just buy the land, bring in the people that they know that can facilitate for the different bits of work, and just build a house, and it'd be far, far cheaper than anything else.
Yeah, well, this is the issue though, because Labour have realised this. This is why the farming kind of uproar happened. It's because you're sitting on a bunch of land, you've probably got a house or a little shed on there, nothing big. But if you were to build a bigger house, suddenly that's worth 3 million rather than 400k.
Yeah.
So if that person was to die and you were to inherit that land, you're inheriting 3 million apparently in their eyes, not 400k.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Absolutely crazy.
But we have a friend who's a farmer and he told us that, and I was
heartbreaking, wasn't it?
Another one I've got is finance. As I mentioned, fintech's obviously huge, but I do think they're going to be some big challenges within the banks. You've already got it with like Monzo, Starling Bank, Revolut. These are huge companies coming in and rivaling HSBC, Lloyds Bank, Nationwide.
Have you heard about Tally Money?
No, I've not heard of that.
It's a
really
a new
one, is it?
I only found out about this because it's starting to sponsor a lot of brands as well. It's definitely something to look at. And they're a gold-backed bank. So it's physical gold that you effectively buy and they put to one side, and so it's always backed by the price point of gold. It's not backed by like a currency base or any other.
So it depends how well gold does.
So how well gold does is what backs your currency, and apparently it's something that's staying completely away from any political or governance at all. It's something you should definitely look at.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyway, so carry on.
But within that, you've got a huge rise as well within side hustles, so banking tools as well, which are huge.
Yeah.
So if you can manage to leverage something within a banking application, that also helps with your side hustle. Happy days. I don't have to go out, apply for a company, get a new bank. The other one is tax systems, right? Now, this is going to be something which I think will definitely happen and has started to happen, is they're going to start to modernize around creators and influencers. Unfortunately, the first hints have already been starting to appear as people are getting in a lot of trouble for not claiming to advertise something when promoting a product. And I'm on about like getting sued, getting in a lot of trouble, like fines, all of that stuff. So I think you're going to see a lot more of tax or some sort of rules come into space of the creators kind of realm, and it could be quite worrying.
Shit.
Yeah.
Stay
Well,
away,
I
stay
don't know
away.
if it'll be for the good, unfortunately,
No.
because I feel like it will hinder a lot of things people can say and do,
That's
and
probably
that
the
will
main
probably deter a lot of brands from actually sponsoring people
Yeah.
because they're getting in trouble and getting sued and
Because
whatever.
they're doing it through influencers.
Exactly.
A little bit more on media. I've got a bit on
Go
media
on.
actually while you mentioned that. My sort of final point of this is creator-owned media businesses, not just the product side of things anymore. Creators are shifting from just being the influencer to actually being the media company itself,
Yeah.
such as the fellow studios, so on and so
So
on.
cool.
It's like the prime and obvious.
It's so
like,
cool, mate.
horse
It's
that
so
it.
cool. It's like a mini Netflix, like
It
in a
really
way.
is a mini
Which is
Netflix.
insane.
The website is
Yeah,
awesome.
we
as
look at
well.
like Side Plus website.
Exactly, Side
Bloody
Plus. You've got like the Beta
crazy.
Squad or other things to
Shits
open
and
their own in
gigs,
the near future.
Patreons,
Shits
like
and gigs.
nuts.
Honestly, it's really developing. The subscription commerce licensing side of it is all owned by the
Massive,
brands,
yeah,
all
yeah.
owned by the creator themselves. They own the audiences, the emails, the Discord, the apps, and they just rake
Yeah,
it in from different
so
avenues. There's less platform dependence than there's ever been because people can just make their own avenue and make an app that can just pop off really simply, easier than ever. And then secondly, the social commerce content as well that I mentioned earlier. These same people are being able to monetize their platform in a way where they can sell directly from the platform. Like, for example, with Side Plus selling directly from the Sidemen clothing on their platform. And they make 100% of the revenue back into the business rather than having to give away anything
cuts
to
or
any
anything
sort
like
of
that.
platform
Yeah,
or
it's
any
clever.
sort of site.
I like that. My last one
Mad.
is sport, which we touched upon
Oh, yeah.
briefly. Obviously, women's football is growing faster than the men's currently. The rugby is going to get a huge amount of backing. It's just, I feel like women's sport in general is just going to go huge.
Skyrocket.
And as I mentioned as well, the VR kind of training tools that they'll use, these are going to start to enter. I feel like the academies, they're going to start developing reaction speeds, awareness,
That would be
program certain scenarios, see how you react in them. I feel like virtual reality in sport is going to be a game changer and will take the like athletes coming through to like the next level. Like we will not see athletes this good in
It's
the
almost
future.
like a new form of simulation that they can
It's like you can train at home, like sitting. You can set training tools wherever you are. Like it's just nuts. And yeah, rugby clubs have got a lot of funding recently, so I reckon they will start to modernise more into commercial structures. So rugby could actually explode and kind of follow suit of football and also the French rugby game, which will be interesting. I do think athlete-owned brands will become a huge thing.
Yeah.
They're starting to clock. Influencers can do it. Why can't I do
Exactly.
it? The only issue that might hinder them is the clubs they play for at that time.
True.
So you look at Messi. Mass, for example,
Yeah.
like even though we don't rate it, it's selling
selling
everywhere.
crazy, yeah.
What's to stop someone else of a popular and also as you mentioned the podcast kind of scenario as well? There could be potential room for young people coming through, get a voice for themselves, make a brand for themselves, start their own podcast.
What's interesting I'm thinking about now is I wonder, there's got to be, I guess now thinking about it, there's got to be restrictions from their contracts with their clubs or with their sponsors that not provoke them, but stop them from doing up to now, because a lot of these rugby pods, and I mean probably from time to do it as well, occurs after retirement. It doesn't typically happen during still playing days.
I was listening to something and they were saying like, so with rugby, the Prem, so Gallagher Premiership, the people who own that, like the CEOs, the C-suites, all of that stuff, have had loads of requests from youngsters wanting to start their YouTube channel or podcast, but they control everything that they have to do. So it has to go through them and get the approval. And then it has to go for the club and get their approval.
And I reckon
that goes through their owners. So like there's so many hurdles, unfortunately. You've seen it, football are really doing well because you've seen it recently with the likes of Haaland. He started his own YouTube channel, blowing up. James Maddison, another footballer, started his own YouTube channel, kind of doing really, really well. Obviously, they have an editing crew around them from the club. They have cameramen from the club, which are supporting them. So it's not like raw, authentic them, but it's pretty good. It is much better than what we ever used to get in terms of insights into rugby.
It reminds me of
football.
the Internet Invitational, the golf thing I told you about. But the Golfing Association, I don't know what they're called, I think NCAA or whatever it's called, they have like put huge sanctions on golfers that take part in golf content. Like
Oh,
if you're on
really?
the pro tour and
Yeah.
you take part in a YouTube video, apparently you're cold for the season. It's
That's
like
so
it's that cutthroat.
stupid,
So there's a
mate.
bunch of people in that internet
You see that,
that say me being on this is
yeah.
going to cull me from a pro tour for another 2 years.
Which is crazy, mate. It's crazy. Because
Bizarre.
I watched one guy who was on the Sidemen video. I forgot his name now. US golfer. I'm not like massively into golf or watch it. But like, I watched that and I was like, this guy's such a cool bloke.
Yeah.
Like, and I watched all his
Bryson
stuff.
Shamrock.
Bryson, that's it. Yeah. I was like, he just came off so well. And
Yeah.
apparently prior to that, like loads of people hated him. They thought he was a cock. He had an ego
Yeah.
about him. But like it develops their character so much. And I feel like clubs and people start to realize there's revenue opportunity there as well.
Hugely.
Not only for the player, but for the club. So I think that's going to be a big one.
Exactamundo. Anyway, should we get into our last segment of the session?
Let's do it.
Let's do a bit of Stocky.
Righty ho, we are into Stocky. Stocky. This has been an interesting year, and I hope 2026 will be a better one. So, we obviously have 2 stocks to pick, and we put a fiver in each. However, I've had a bit of a howler today. I put £10 into one. Regardless, I'll let you know how my Stocky world is getting on.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's getting on pretty bad, in my opinion.
Is it?
So we got 12 up, 10 down.
Okay.
Overall, 120 in. And I have 120.5 back. 50p up, and that is it, mate.
Way.
Yeah, it's not been a good week or month or whatever.
Shit.
It's been bad, mate. But highs are high.
Yeah.
Nautilus Biotechnology, as I've been talking about as well, biotech, is up 199%, sitting on £14.93, which is
Jeez.
pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But lows are low, my friend. Wearable devices is down 73.9%, sitting at £1.30.
Wow, that surprised me because that whole like industry seems to be doing pretty well as a whole.
I bought them together, which is the
Did
funniest
you?
thing. And
So
they've just
they've
gone
done their
opposite ends.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Well, my performance, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't far off you.
Really? It must be the stock
£120
market at the moment.
I
then.
think it is. I'm on £123.30.
Okay. So
So
not
I'm up
too bad.
Like 2.8.
Kind of similar to the quarterly report.
But
then.
I've been up like 20% before. So
Yeah.
like,
You at
overall,
that
it
chess
has been
period, you were
dropping.
up like
In my chess period, I think I was up like 18
you're
out of all my
balling
stock.
back
I was doing
then,
something
mate. You're
insane.
absolutely balling.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. 12 up, 10 down. My highest one, Riot Platforms, continues to do quite well. It's come down. It was over 100% before. Now it's at 70% up.
Nice.
So it's gained another £3.40 or 48 pence. Gfinity, similarly, is down. I think I had one that was down for ages and that started to come back up. So I think it's now at the bottom compared to the other one. But it's 47% down. So it's not insanely
Not terrible.
low. But again, 70% is not insanely high. So they kind of all sat around the same margin. So yeah, not great.
Not great. Oh well.
It's just what it is, really.
Do you want me to get on with
Winter's not been
mine?
kind to us for the stocks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Do you want me to get on with mine?
Go on.
So I've obviously invested into one.
Yes.
Stupidly, I put £10 into
Yes.
this. Okay, so this company, now I'm hoping Ollie the Oracle is wrong, but this company, they've taken a lot of heat over the last few years, my friend. Everything from accusations of inappropriate content, backlash around certain kids' movies, and massive
haven't, have you?
criticism around the way they handle controversial documentaries or trans-related shows. Anyway, they've been through that PR hurricane. But I think they will come back and bounce back hard. So the reason why I've gone for them now is because I think their stock is at...
Just in case, say what it is. You haven't actually said the company yet.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, okay, you'll get to it.
I think their stock is low,
Yeah.
and the company is Netflix, obviously.
Yeah.
I think their stock is low at the moment because of all this bad press.
Yeah.
And I do think the long term, they will boom and bounce back.
It's a good pick. I'll give it to you.
So the reason why I've gone for them is because I think they'll move away from the controversy of whatever they've had.
Fingers
They'll
crossed.
move towards the universal entertainment element. They'll bring in more global sports, which is what I'm really hanging on. And they'll become the #1 live streaming platform in the world at some point.
See.
So if Netflix does become the place to watch these big fights, exclusive sports, documentaries, and viral shows, I think the stock will go up big time.
Yeah.
Like
it's just a long-term pick as well. I think they are.
It is.
They've proved concept before.
But literally,
they've gone through stuff again.
all they need to do is like pick up one of these big sporting giants. If they pick up the Premier League, for example, it's game over. Like they've just dominated all sports now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. My two. So I'll say my big one first because it's one of the biggest companies probably out there in the market at the moment. It's recently expanded into higher margin like private sectors, but my big one's BlackRock.
Yeah.
Again, something that's not always in the ethical limelight. 0.006 shares, right? So its stock price is crazy high. But its role as like a core financial infrastructure to major businesses through not only shares and like platforms at the moment, it's risen to over 13 trillion.
That's crazy, mate. They own so much.
Strong recurring fee income, rising capital flows, pensions, governments, institutions. It's smashing out everywhere.
Like you cannot see that ever crashing.
Yeah, so it's a long-term compounder rather than like a quick rise bet. Recent successes and signals it's going to do well into 2026. As I said, it's risen like up to 13.5 trillion in Q3 of 2025 in terms of its asset management. Its revenue as well has gone from 6.51 billion up 25% from the year prior, year on year. Operating income has risen 23% year on year. So good. I mean, they're smashing it out of the park as far as like their management goes over the last couple of years. And if they continue to do that, then I mean, there's a pretty safe bet. Especially with
definitely. If they're going up 25% year on year kind of vibe, they're going to be.
And they're smashing out like the housing market as well at the moment on a scale they've never done before.
The thing is, like, because they're so big and they're worth 17 trillion, like they could branch whatever they wear, wherever they want to go. Like they can do whatever they want.
But if house prices continue to even stay where they are, but continue to rise, and they've got almost like a monopoly over the housing market around the world, they're going to do so well. So you just had the one today because of the £10. So I'll do my other one. Yeah. Okay, fair. My other one is another maybe slightly unethical pick, but I picked it for a good reason. I picked DraftKings, the better one. So a 0.2 share, so it wasn't quite a penny stock. But DraftKings is emerging as one of the strongest players in online sports betting, iGaming, and in 2025 revenue, it's on track for 6.1 billion.
Yeah, aren't they on like Clash of Clans or something? Is that where I see most of their things?
They've had a lot of profitability through influencers as well recently, especially in the American market. Like
they sponsor all these live streamers.
It's like what's the other one? Basically, all the sports betting is all behind them.
Gambling.
They're growing into user engagement and retention, as I said. They've recently signed a media partnership with ESPN that vastly increases its reach.
That's crazy.
And in users in 2024, it had 4.8 million active users, more than doubling its user base over the previous 3 years.
Nice. Strong picks there.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think people are, I don't know why, but they are getting a bit more risky with the gambling and the betting over the last couple of years.
It's because gamblers have realised they can't go on normal TV, so they've got to use these social influencers.
I think like the whole sense of walking into a casino or a betting shop, it's almost dying.
It is,
now. So they go online. And
they're not allowed in sport. Sport have banned them from sponsoring anyone, so that their only opportunity is influencers at the moment. And I wouldn't be surprised if that gets banned as well.
Exactamundo.
Crazy, mate.
Anyhow, we'll check it with Stocky again in the future and see how our picks are going.
Let's go wrap up the episode, mate.
Wrap things up. And that was episode 44.
Done and dusted, mate. Done and dusted. We're getting very close to that 50 mark.
Less than 10 away from the end of the season as well.
Half a century. Woo!
Mental. We only got, what's that? We've got 8 left of the season. That is crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
8 left.
Nuts, man.
Mental. We've got some big plans for the last 8, as well as potential collaboration that we shall talk about in the future.
We shall.
In the meantime, if you want a little bit extra, and we're going to talk a little bit more about our 2026 plans in terms of things that are on the horizon, you're going to have to head over to the Patreon.
And we have a cheeky battle of the hosts as well, don't we?
With a brutal punishment, as always. So if you want to head over there for the sum of £4 a month, 13p a day, hit the link below. It'll be there for you. And you come and join the Big Cheese crowd.
Yeah, and you get all the juicy gossip. You get all the extra competitions that we run over there. I'm sure all our Big Cheese has probably made all their money back, which is crazy.
Yeah, and the Sunday specials that you're getting, they got quite a while ago. So if you want to see the freshest content, you do have to go and check them out. But in the meantime, we will be back on Sunday with a little Sunday special for you. And go and check us out on all the socials at Susan Sliders everywhere. Competitions, so much more. We're building up to the end of the year. Big Christmas not Christmas specials. Building up to the
Not to the
beginning
end of the
next
year either.
End of the season is what I meant to say. With competitions leading up to the end of the year. So go and check that out.
Exactly. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. Leave a like and drop a comment down below.
Awesome. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you soon. Toodle pip.
Cheerio. That's not good, is it? Memories fading me, bro.
It's not like we've done 44 episodes.
Oh, no.